Okay, good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube. Iyun with Benzion. Today's daf is Nedarim daf Nun Ches, number 58. A little confusing daf, a short daf, but a confusing daf. I want to focus towards the end of Nun Cherem and Beis, where the Gemara actually comes to a semi-maskana, because again, the sugi is not finished till tomorrow. The Gemara makes a difference. The Gemara makes a chiluk. The Gemara says that when it comes to Shvius, we have a proof, right? The original question on Daf Nun Zayin was, if you have something which is planted during Shemitah, right, the 7th year, and it grows double the amount on the 8th year, right, do we say the heter is mevatel the iser or not? Batal barov. Now, normally batal barov, we rely on the Torah. The Gemara has a question, what do we do over there? The Gemara is maskana, Nun Cherem and Beis. The Gemara brings a brisa on the top of Nun Cherem and Beis. And by the end of the brisa, we have proven that by Shemitah, Gedulei heter malin as the iser. Even the kula, right, if it's batal barov, if you have rov, so it's mevatel the iser. And the Gemara asks, what about Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yonasan, who said about Kilaya Kerem and Orla, we have proofs it's not Mavatal Israel. The Gemara says there's a difference. Even Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yonasan could agree by Shemitah, by Shvius, that Gedula Heter Malin Esa. Only when it comes to Kilaya Kerem and Orla, that's different. Why? Shania Shvius, the Gemara says about 6 lines to the bottom, Ho will be Suri de Karka, but he lost Nami the Karka. Now there's different explanations in the Rishon on what this means, but the simple explanation, I think, is according to the Rush. The Rush says that Shvius is different than Orla and Kalei HaKerem. The Shvius happens by itself, right? You plant it during the 7th year, right? So now it's Aser. And then you leave it in the ground, right? You leave it in the ground, rain descends on the 8th year, and it helps it grow. So it left it in the ground, it just keeps on growing, and now the growth during the 8th year surpasses the growth during the 7th year. So you have Bittul, Barov. However, Orla and Kalei HaKerem were different cases over there. There, you did a Maisa in order to make the Isser, right? You did a Maisa. That's not something that happens in Mamela. It's not something which, right, you planted during the 7th year, and then you left it there during the 8th year and continued to grow. By Orla, what you did is, right, you had a tree, a young sapling tree, and an older tree, and you grafted it with a younger tree over there. So you did a Maisa. It's not something which happens by itself, right? Right? It didn't happen by itself. It happened by the fact that you did a Maisa over there to graft the tree, or by Kalei HaKerem, when you planted the Kalei HaKerem. Now you'll tell me it was Shvius also, I planted during Shvius, but technically it could also be, the case could also be I planted it right before Shvius, on Shishis, which is Mutter, right, and I left it there for Shvius and for Shminis. I didn't do anything really, right? Both of the Gidul of Isser, of Shvius, happened, right, that's Aser, and the Gidul on Shminis, I left it there for 3 years, right, or part of 3 years, so then the Gidul in Shminis is mutter. So I didn't do anything the whole time. It's supposed to Orla and Kalei HaKerem. I planted in Kalei HaKerem also was talking about you actually remove the Kerem afterwards. So you're doing something in those cases. It doesn't happen in Mamela. What's the difference? What's the Gemara really saying? Okay, as I explained yesterday, that the concept of Bittul Barov, relying on Bittul Barov, is a type of Hana. That's a type of enjoyment, of benefit that you're getting from it. Relying on Bittul, because Bittul Rov is not an absolute 100% telling you the truth. It's a hachra, it's a decision the Torah makes. The Torah's birur, it clarifies it to a certain extent, not 100%. So relying on Bittul, right, is a hana that you get. So by Kilaya Kerem and Orla, right, you can't rely, right, you're relying on, if you do a Maisa over there, right, it's like I'm causing, right, I graft the tree, right? Once I graft the tree, so eventually, the fruits on the tree of Orla combine with the older tree. And the heter of the older tree, right, the new growth, is Mala the Isser, is Mala the Isser of the Orla. It's more than the Orla. But since I did it out of Maisa, so because I did something, so because I did something, I did a Maisa, I'm forcing myself to rely on Bittul Barov. So that's considered a Hana by Kalei HaKerem and Orla, right? You're relying on that. However, it comes to Shemitah, the Gemara is saying a little differently. The Gemara is saying, by Shemitah, I planted it during the 6th year. It grew during the 7th year and the 8th year. 7th year is Aser, 8th year is Mutter. There's more growth during the 8th year than the 7th year. So I said a little differently yesterday. I said Shemitah, maybe there's a heter for Hana. But even if you assume there really is no heter for Hana, there is a heter. It's hard to understand by Shvius because certain times you're allowed to get Hana from it. If the hana is b'shas biyuro, the Gemara says in Sukkah, and if the hana is not b'shas biyuro, then you're not going to get hana from it. So even if you're doing hana shelo b'shas biyuro, and you said the hana is aser, the fact that it happened by itself is not that I'm getting hana from it. I'm not relying, right? I'm not doing a ma'isa to invoke bittul barov. I didn't do anything. It happened by itself. If it happened by itself, the Torah is machriya. The Torah says, gedulei heter malin esa iser. It's mal iser because I'm not getting hana. To get hana, to use bittul barov is a hana. But if the bittul barov happens by itself, a mela by itself, I'm not getting hana from it. The Torah declared it mutter. I didn't invoke bittul barov. You do a ma'isa, right? To make it like gedulei heter malin esa iser. So I'm invoking hana. I'm using hana. I'm invoking the din of bittul barov, and I'm getting hana through using the principle of the Torah. But if I'm not doing anything, so then I'm not causing bittul barov, and I'm not getting hana, and that's why it's mutter. So we're saying a little differently than yesterday. We're saying over here that even if you want to say that Shvius really is Isra Bahana, there is a full Isra Bahana, but I'm not using the bittul barov, so I'm not getting hana over here. Hope you enjoyed today's share. See you in the next one.